Yo, what if I told you that a coin named after a math problem your teacher gave you in 3rd grade is quietly setting up for one of the most watched moments in crypto right now? No, I'm not joking. Pi, like 3.14, that pi. And before you close this video thinking this is another hype video, stick with me, because what's actually happening under the hood of Pi Network right now is not something you can afford to miss. We've got protocol upgrades, AI nodes, whale withdrawals, and a date on the calendar that the entire Pioneer community is staring at like it owes them money. March 14th, Pi Day, and the clock is ticking. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to TJCryptoWorld, the channel where we break down what's actually moving in crypto without the fluff, without the fancy suits, and definitely without the fake Lambos in the background. I'm TJ, and today we are going all in on Pi Network, because between now and March 14th, this project has more layers than a jollof rice situation at a Nigerian wedding. And trust me, you want to know every single one of them. So if you're new here, welcome, don't touch that back button, and if you're a returning viewer, you already know how we do. Let's get into it. Before we get into the price action, the upgrades, and the AI twist that literally nobody saw coming, let me tell you this. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why one anonymous wallet just pulled nearly 5.5 million PI tokens off OKX in a single transaction. One person, one move. That's not retail behavior. That's a statement. We'll talk about what it means in just a minute. According to Coin Central, Pi Network's token, PI Coin, just posted a 16% surge, hitting a 3-month high above 23 cents, back-to-back double-digit gains, and this didn't happen by accident. Two major catalysts lit the match. On March 7th, Pi Network pushed through a mandatory protocol upgrade called v20.2. Every single mainnet node operator had to update, no exceptions, with a hard deadline of March 12th. Now, when you're running a network with over 421,000 active nodes, pushing a mandatory upgrade across all of them is not a small thing. That's like telling 421,000 people to all change their Wi-Fi password at the same time and not break anything. Were there some hiccups? Yeah, absolutely. A few temporary interruptions happened during the transition. But here's what really matters. The network came back running smoothly, and this upgrade is the 3rd stage in a progression toward version 23 of the Stellar Consensus Protocol. That final stage, it's scheduled to complete just 2 days before Pi Day. 2 days before Pi Day. If that's just a coincidence, it's gotta be the most dramatic coincidence in crypto history. Now, this is where it gets genuinely interesting. And honestly, I promise you, most channels aren't even talking about this part properly. So, according to the Pi Network team, they published a case study this week exploring whether Pi nodes could actually handle decentralized AI training using spare computing power. They ran a proof of concept with 7 volunteer node operators and a robotics startup called OpenMind, which, by the way, is backed by Pi Network Ventures. Results? Well, tasks were correctly assigned to volunteer nodes. Valid results came back to the third-party client. It worked, and here's the kicker. Pi Network's 421,000 nodes represent more than 1 million CPUs just sitting around. Right now, most of that computing power is basically idle. The idea is to turn those nodes into an AI computing marketplace, where node operators get crypto compensation for lending their processing power to third parties who need large-scale computing resources. And Pi's tens of millions of KYC-verified users. The team says that's a verified human pool that could provide real human input for AI training systems. In a world where AI companies are desperately trying to source clean, verified human data, that's not a small thing. That's actually a serious value proposition. My honest take, if this scales, Pi Network stops being just a crypto project and starts looking like decentralized infrastructure. That's a different conversation entirely. That's the kind of thing that makes long-term investors lean forward in their chair. Real quick, if this breakdown is valuable to you, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, tap that subscribe button and hit the bell. We drop content like this regularly, and you do not want to be the last one to know. Let's talk price action because the technicals here are telling a real story. According to Coin Central's market analysis, PI Coin broke above a descending trend line at 23 cents that had been capping every single rally since February. The super trend indicator flipped bullish for the first time in weeks, sitting at about 18 cents and 43 hundredths. All 4 EMAs are now below current price, which technically means bulls are in control of short-term momentum. Level everyone is watching, 28 cents. That's where the 200-day EMA sits at roughly 28.76 cents. And according to analysts, that 28-cent zone is significant for a painful reason. In the fourth quarter of 2025, PI surged all the way from around 19 cents before slamming into resistance right at that 28-cent ceiling. Super resistance at 28 cents. Eintrober and reversing. If PI can get through that level cleanly this time, it changes the pattern. If it stalls again, that's a conversation for another day. The RSI is sitting at 68, below overbought territory, which means there's still room to run before things get overheated. MACD is holding above its signal line with rising histograms. The bias is mildly bullish, not explosive, but steady. And in crypto, steady often comes before explosive. According to PScan data, roughly 4.94 million PI tokens were withdrawn from centralized exchanges in just 24 hours. When tokens leave exchanges, it typically means people aren't planning to sell, they're moving to self-custody. That removes sell pressure. But here's what made me stop scrolling. The single largest transaction in that 24-hour window was one entity pulling 5.46 million PI tokens off OKX in one shot. One move. That entity now holds 394 million PI tokens. That is not a retail decision. That is somebody who has done serious research and made a calculated bet. Whether they're right, only time will tell. But you should know that move happened. March 14th has historically been Pi Network's moment to step into the spotlight. This year, with the version 20.2 upgrade completing, AI node development in motion, and community anticipation at levels I genuinely haven't seen in a while, expectations are elevated. According to market watchers and community analysts, potential Pi Day announcements could include validator reward structures and this one would really move markets, a potential listing on Kraken. A Kraken listing would be a pretty significant accessibility upgrade for PI, opening the door to a much wider base of buyers. Now, I'm not here to promise you a listing happens. That's not what we do on this channel, but I am telling you that the conditions around this Pi Day feel different. The infrastructure is more mature, the ecosystem is more developed, and honestly, the outside world is starting to pay attention to what Pi's node network could actually do. That's not hype, that's observation. And before I close, this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet who loves crypto and loves breaking it down for you. Please do your own research before making any investment decisions. Your money? Your responsibility. This video, and whether the market pops, holds, or pulls back, the developments happening at the infrastructure level of Pi Network are real, and honestly, they deserve your attention. If you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you. You're exactly the kind of viewer this channel was built for. Someone who actually wants to understand what's happening, not just follow the noise. If you found value in this video, show some love. Drop a like, leave a comment telling me what you think happens on Pi Day, and subscribe if you haven't already. There's a video sitting right on your screen right now that you should watch next. Go check it out. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay curious, and as always, TJCryptoWorld out.